You've got your count variables, so if you happen, and what we use it for is keeping track of instructors' classes, what's your class load or how many classes are on campus. We may have just a huge column of just different instructors and classes that they're assigned to. If you use the count function against those cell ranges, it'll basically just count how many values are in there. In the formula that I've got in this range, there's 10 values that appear. You also have the ability to do what's called Countif. So if you meet certain criteria, I want to count it. In this instance, A4 through A13 is my range. And my criteria is if it's equal to 50, I want to know it. I want to count those values. So at the moment, I only have 150 in here. And you'll see it because it goes through the range, it counts it, it shows there's only one that meets that criteria. If I go through here, throw in a few more 50s, now I've brought my count value up to 4. Nice way to kind of determine how many flags in your system, if you're checking inventory or something like that, and you want to know anything below a given threshold, you can use this same formula, but you can put in certain criteria in there and make sure that it goes below a certain threshold that you'll have some sort of flag as well. Last formula, there's a lot of formulas, but the last one we'll cover is Concatenate. You'll see at the top here, I've got my name. Maybe we have a couple different customer names here. Maybe we'll have Sally Johnson. We'll have two cells. And what I want to do is quickly make the email address appear. I know what the criteria is. Everybody's email address in my company is their first name dot last name and then at rasmussen.edu. It's pretty standard in a lot of companies that way. Or maybe it's my first initial last name at rasmussen.edu. To do that, you can actually build this concatenate formula. Starts with equals, concatenate. You'll start with the first cell, so I'll do concatenate. My first text value, E2. If you put a comma in here, it asks for text 2, and you'll see on the screen, as the screen tip moves over, it's now asking for text 2. Well, text 2 doesn't have to actually be another cell reference. It can be regular text, as long as you put it in quotes. So if I put quotes and a period, there's where I'm going to get my dot. I'll put another comma. Now it's asking for text 3. Well, text 3 is going to be their last name, because it's first name dot last name. I'll put another comma. And now I want to tag in at rasmussen.edu, because I really don't have anything else. So I'll just type in at rasmussen.edu. Put an end quote on there, so it knows that it's a text value that you're going to include. And then I'll just put an end bracket on the screen. Hit enter, and it'll go ahead and build from 2 cells an actual email address that you could email to later. So if you're doing a mail merge or something like that, and you don't happen to have everybody's email addresses, you could go through here, take this formula, and now I could copy it to the one above, and it'll increase that, or increment the cell ranges to work with the next value. So if I go ahead and type in, say, Harry Jackson, copy this value again, paste it. Now I've got another cell reference that I can work with. After this, you can, do a little mail merge, quite a few other things that you want to. So that's formulas in a nutshell. There's a few other formulas that I've got listed in the packet, and there's just a million different formulas that you can work with. But as long as you understand the main principles, where it starts with an equal sign, there's a formula name to it, and then whatever's in the brackets works based on either a screen tip, or if you're doing mathematical calculations, against our grade school principles in math, then it'll all work out just fine.